What about you looking internally and trying to work within yourself before you're looking at others? And that's what I do. So that's another thing. When you guys hear Linda's crazy, you guys are gonna upgrade me. You guys are gonna promote me. Linda's a lunatic. Linda's a lunatic. Linda, when she says Elsie, boom, Elsie Pacheco, by the way, I love Elsie. You know how we are, Elsie. And now because we're Latinas and Dominicans, well, yeah, that's what I am. But you guys know that, and not to say I'm on silence for the Dominican Republic, you guys know what happened there. I lost two of my cousins. And life is very precious, guys. We all came out of our home today. We don't know if we're gonna get back. May God protect every single person that is here today. I say that to say that every day I tend to live my life like it's my last day. A lot of people don't know this about me, that it's not, Lisa, you're looking at you, you're gonna help me not to cry, Lisa. I'm gonna look at you when I don't wanna cry, right? Luis the Monk in the house. Luis, I love you, Luis. Not did I lose one child, I lost three children, and then heaven. A lot of people don't know that about me. They see my Instagram, they see me happy, dancing. Linda is a law enforcement, thanks God, retired, 20 years correction. I still in the military serving just because they pay for my PhD. I gotta get that moolah, guys. Education is very expensive. So now I'm pursuing my PsyD in clinical psychologist because mental health is serious and the military is paying. But I lost three kids, guys. All my children are dead. They transitioned into heaven. And only God knows why. And I was raised under the Catholic Church that I don't ask God why He does what He does, right? We're here for a reason. We all have a purpose. We know the day that we came on earth because it's our birthday, but we don't know when we go. So that's why some those that know me and are close to me, to my heart, you guys always see me happy. You guys don't know my despair. You guys don't know my darkest moments. But I'm blessed to have those by my side because I know that I can go to Elsie, text her. She answered, which is extremely busy. When Elsie answers me, guys, I was like, shit, this is like $1 billion girl answering me right now. But you know, Lisa, I love Lisa. I love those close to me because I have like a handful of people that I can text and they're there because I can express myself. I can be myself. And if you have those type of friends, hold them tight. Hold them tight. My two best friends, Melody, Solange, over 25 years, friendships. That does not exist nowadays, guys. I mean, you have those type of friendship, God bless. But I said that to say that I embrace those that love me for the person that I am. I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not trying to be perfect because I have learned so much from my mistakes that I'm trying to make more mistakes. And, you know, who wants to go out there and make mistakes? We learn from our mistakes, right? And I have dedicated myself 20 years corrections, guys. It's the things that I've seen, the things that I have experienced. 9/11, picking up dead body pieces, burying my daughter, losing my twins. I mean, suicidal in the military, me serving, knocking in somebody's house, presenting the flag. You guys think that we ready for that? Nobody is. So I've been there, done it. And people so quick to judge Linda, but then you're kind of like, who are you? So wait a minute, you mad at a life that is not even yours? So guess what? I'm gonna do this so you can suffocate with me. Yeah. I'm gonna do it twice, 3 times, take video pictures and send you a telegram. Just for you know that is capable. But I made my choices, and the only person that I gotta answer to is God, right? And I say that to say that I love every single person here. And my job here at UPNYC is just to bring different type of diversity and different type of events to educate all of you guys, my community. Today we have OpenAI and a great group of panelists, Elsie Pacheco, Max, of course, your Chris, financial, yeah. But let me just, I said that to say because my, the legendary, iconic, Mother Flower, Crazy Lex in the house. He's my co-founder of News Production. I love him dearly, guys, till this day. Don't tell her that I say this, but I still pinch myself. because he's in my vision board. I'm still trying to do the windmill. I already fought him at a battle. I won the battle maybe 5 times. You don't even know that. But hey, there's nothing wrong with dreaming, right? So just to have him close to me, and I have never kind of said this to him, like, oh my God, Lex, you like my idol, bro. Like, piernas locas. Don't say piernas locas. Ew.
Okay, hi everybody. First of all, thank you for coming through. I can't see you, but I know you're there. You anywhere else, but you are interested enough to come to this, whether it's your first time doing something like this or you've been there and you know the deal. It's important because whether we like it or not, whether we feel comfortable or not with the idea of AI, it is the future. And we, as people of color, always seem to be the last ones to benefit from situations like this because we're scared of change. So I hope that you guys embrace this with the idea of how you can utilize it within your lives. You have an excellent teacher right there, my man, Miss Max, who is mentored by Mr. Mo, who's our in-house guru, AI finance dude. And then, of course, with the help of her network, I think this is going to be a great day. Shout out, of course, Linda, who always not only involves me, but forces me to do anything and locks me in, whether she asks me or not. But it always turns out good, and I know this is going to be amazing. Remember, this is you have to look at this as a tool, for life. And life is changing real fast, and if we don't adapt, we're going to be left behind again. So let's not go back into the 70s or before that, and let's try to keep it moving forward. I hope you guys have a great time. Shout out to UPNYC, Fat Joe, the whole crew, Terror Squad. And I wish I could be there, but I'm in Los Angeles. I was doing relief work. We were distributing $500,000 worth of goods to people who lost their homes in Pasadena and Altadena. So that's why I'm not there. All right, but you guys have a great time. We need more spaces like ours to be doing things like this. And hopefully some of you who are there for the first time will be that great representation. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I kind of volunteered, told him to do many things with me, guys, by the way. That's what friends do, right? We push each other. So now, we have an amazing, as I mentioned before, panelists. We're gonna start with, I got 2 CC for the mommies here, Dominicans, your Chris, financial educator with over 20 years within the finances, and you guys can know how important is finances, guys. And I remember when I got my first credit card, I think I was a junior, senior, I think it was free money. I think I'm still feeling the pain. I was happy that I got free money. Until 5 years later, I learned the consequences, right? But today, please allow me to welcome Joe Creed Barranco. Come on.
Thank you. A round of applause for Linda.
Thank you.
Big thank you to Lisa, who caused us to join together, forming her network in. So all 3 of us are business partners. So we appreciate that, and Lisa. And Linda, thank you for everything that you and Lex do with Unidos Production, as well as Fat Joe and UPNYC. So, guys, who am I? I have been a little over 20 years in the financial services and business consulting. I've worked for organizations as HSBC, Bank of America, Citi. And one of the things that I did learn in being a representative of the bank is that most of my community came in being reactive versus proactive, right? So what I actually did was, one of the things that I became passionate when I founded Exodus Financial is a mass exodus of the misunderstanding of financial education in our communities, right? So basically, I am a certified financial education instructor. I am a project management certified at Stony Brook University, as well as I'm a profit first professional and have done different types of project management as a fractional CFO for small, mid-sized, and large businesses, including commercial real estate, banking, insurance, and finance. But what do I love to do? I love to teach people to have a marriage with money versus a toxic relationship with money. And one thing that I've learned is that men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie, all right? And AI, numbers don't lie with AI, right? So the annual value in AI can deliver an entrepreneur depends on their industry, their business size, and how strategically they implement. However, on average, AI can either save or generate in between $10,000 to $100,000 from small to mid-sized businesses through. So time and cost, right? One of the things I do love about a successful business is knowing that the business is successful because it has systems and process, right? So whether or not you're an entrepreneur, you're an influencer, a creator, or you're interested in doing that, systems and process are absolutely necessary, and AI can actually help with that. It can actually become your assistant at way lower of a cost, right? So an administrative automation, scheduling, invoicing, data entry can save anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a week, which is anywhere from $13,000 to $26,000 a year in time value. But I also want to put something in perspective. Imagine if you yourself are doing scheduling, invoice, and data entry, but that your intellectual property is at a higher level. You could be worth actually $500 an hour, but you're doing a $13 an hour job. Okay? Customer support bots reduce the need for support staff, potentially saving anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 a year. Financial management, guys. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of influencers, a lot of creators are great at what they're doing, but ultimately it is a business, right? But what happens is that you're not running their business, you're doing the business. And financial management is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of our people actually fail in scaling out their business and taking it to the next level. So AI-powered forecasting, bookkeeping, improving accuracy, reducing CPA hours can save you anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a year, just by you putting systems and process through with AI. Expense categorization, fraud detection, guys. How many, I have been a victim of fraud. Has any of you have been a victim of cyber fraud? This is huge. Expense categorization and fraud detection on your business and on your personal finances are huge and can avoid costly errors, missed write-offs, or Uncle Sam knocking at your door, anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 in retained value. Marketing and sales. I'm not a guru in this, but automated content creation, email campaigns, lead scoring, increased customer engagement, and conversions potentially can give you a revenue lift of anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. Guys, $10,000 to $50,000 is an extra part-time job that most New Yorkers need a second side gig to actually survive here in New York. So if you can actually do something where it's automated in your sleep, you literally just have yourself a part-time job, right? AI-driven analytics helps optimizing pricing offers, marketing spends, lead to 10 to 20% improvements in return on investment, guys. So know that whatever you're investing, depending on your budget, everyone's gonna start at their own pace. There's different levels to wherever you're at. Trust and believe there's AI in everything, from the basic QuickBooks to even just Google with Gemini, which is huge. Has anyone heard of Gemini and Google Suites? Guys, that is a huge, huge feature. Just anywhere from 1 to 2 hours a week can actually help you scale out your business and even your personal finances to the next level. Operations and productivity, workflow automation tools like Zapier can reduce manual tasks, saving 5 to 15 hours a week. Again, if you feel that you are a $500 to $1,000 an hour job, why are you doing something that can be automated? You need to actually invest in the systems and process that AI actually can do so that this is self-automated. AI inventory, supply chain planning, if applicable, and a lot of people are actually selling a product or service that is not tangible, but then there are some that you should know what are your cost of goods sold, right? So for example, if I'm a jewelry artisan, right, and I'm also selling it, I'm also making it, I should be paid as the person that's selling it, I should be paid as the person that's producing it, and I should be paid as the person that's actually housing the actual materials as well. So are you properly pricing it? And AI, there's AI capabilities that can actually see if you actually are one way or another pricing your products correctly. That's up so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So an example breakdown, because a lot of us, at least I started this way, I was working a 9 to 5, making my business 5 to 9, right? Can anyone relate to that?
Yes.
Okay, so what I had to do is I became a solopreneur. But it's very easy as a solopreneur to feel like an octopus, right? You're the social media person, you're the marketing person, you're the influencer, you're everything. And then on top of that, no one taught us accounting. No one taught us taxes. But at the end of the day, you have to pay for taxes, right? No one taught us any of these. And then TikTok is giving you a 1099 check for a certain amount of money. And all of a sudden you think it's yours. But then after 2 or 3 years, Uncle Sam's knocking at your door and be like, where's my profit? Because I was the silent investor in the good times and in the bad times, I need my share, right? So a solopreneur or a small team with AI, an example breakdown, could save anywhere from $20,000 a year in time. Financial accuracy in regards to not making any errors in your finances can save you anywhere from $10,000 a year. Marketing boosts, about $25,000 a year. Operational efficiency, about 15, and your total potential could be actually a savings of about $70,000 a year as a solopreneur. Imagine mid-size or actually a small team, what that could, a mid-size level team to a commercial. So here are 10 powerful ways AI can help manage your business and to grow your finances. So automating invoices and payment reminders are real great AI tools like QuickBooks. Believe it or not, it's really after you start taking the time to just doing the foundations, it actually self-categorizes itself to wherever it needs to go as if it's an expense, an income, or a write-off, right? In addition to invoices, tracking payments, sending automatic follow-ups, late payments to client reminders, because there's a lot of accounts receivables that sometimes or accounts payable, that gets lost in it because you didn't follow up, right? And it keeps your cash flow healthy. Expense tracking and categorization. I'm actually a financial ambassador for Relay5. They're a financial institution for entrepreneurs. One of the reasons why I love Relay5 is because every time I do a transaction, their AI sends me an email for me to actually take a picture or upload the receipt. So that now it's actually integrated with QuickBooks, and then now I have the receipts uploaded with the QuickBooks, knowing that everything that was an expense is going to be properly categorized. Project profitability analysis. AI platforms can analyze your time, tracking expenses, income, and tell you which projects or clients are most profitable. This is a great example of just knowing key performance indicators and what your clients like and what's working. So if you're an influencer or creator and you had a boost in sales, you know that that's actually attracting, and those are the wants and needs of your clients, right? Which is super important. Pricing optimization, we spoke about this before. Just knowing if you're actually pricing yourself, you don't want to lowball yourself, right? Do the research. Make sure you see what is the standard person getting this industry for my role getting paid per hour, right? Or what's the service demand? What are the competitors? What time is spent on each product? And AI can recommend better pricing strategies so that you're not undervaluing your work. Number 5, budgeting assistance and smart tax prep. Guys, I love apps like, has anyone ever heard of Monarch? All right, Monarch is a great budgeting tool where you can literally sync all of your credit cards, all of your banks, all of your savings accounts, all of your retirement plans, and then you actually set specific goals. So it can be something as simple as, I know who likes to spend good money in Christmas, for example, if you celebrate Christmas, right? So I know on an average, I'm on a personal aspect, so there might be marketing on a business aspect that you might do for the holidays, right? But I know that I have a holiday savings account that I have a certain amount coming every single month towards that at the end of the year versus racking up $3,000 worth of credit cards that's going to be charging 24.99 and it's going to take you 6 months or 3 months to pay off, right? So leveraging AI, different specific apps that can actually leverage you to make sure that you're being proactive with your money versus reactive. Smart tax prep, now most of either your accountants or you yourself, if you do it, depending on your preference, they all have AI capabilities, as well as QuickBooks has things where it can actually speak to the smart tax preparation so that you can actually see that the tax preparation is very seamless at the end of the year. Number 7, client insights and sales forecasting. AI and CRMs can help analyze client behaviors to help you predict who's most likely to book again and when. In regards to CRMs, I would probably say just find the best one that fits for you, best for you, that's user friendly for you, that actually makes sense within your industry, and then actually see what AI capabilities it has so that you can maximize it to its full potential. Cash flow forecasting. I love this in QuickBooks and Relay. Tools like this actually predict when you might run low on funds. So when are your high seasons versus your low seasons, and what different types of campaigns you can make so that you don't have those low seasons and bridge those gaps. And then last but not least, my favorite, because as entrepreneurs, we're so busy running the business that we don't realize that at some point you do need to have a succession plan in regards to what are you going to do for yourself. Are you planning on literally, some people do say, I'm going to literally work till the day I die, which is fine. You know, if that floats your boat, right, that's fine. But there's also things that you need to do to make sure that you're doing financial goal planning and investments and retirement tools. Right now, there's tons of different types of tools, tons of different types of vendors that can actually help you to actually see what are your specific goals are, what are the tax diversifications, what's the pro, what is your risk tolerance, when do you want to retire, if you want to retire, what's inflation, because guys, a $300 cart full of food in 2020 to go to Costco is like 3 or 4 bags today because of inflation, right? So what money was in 2020 is not what money is today in 2025. So if you're planning on actually retiring in 10, 20, 30 years, you have to actually see what is your cost of living going to be at that year, right? So you want, and then also things happen with the market. So depending on whatever you're investing in, your risk tolerance, how long is it going to take for you to actually recover that back? And eventually, if you have a high risk tolerance, when should you become moderate and conservative whenever you're reaching those goals? So that concludes the presentation on AI and finance. If you guys want to take a quick picture of this QR code, it actually has like a virtual business card. We can actually go over a free promotion or a free business and finance AI guide. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead. And a free nugget for you guys too. If you guys haven't heard of Blink, Blink is a free virtual business card, but there's other tons of amazing ones. Also, Modi is a great way for consulting as well. We have one of the founders of Modi. It's a great way for you to be a virtual business card to actually be able to contact or have people contact you. So with this, what I can do is actually do a 30-minute session with you, kind of understand what do you want to do, whether it's creative, you want to actually do some type of digital product or service that you're selling, or if you're a small entrepreneur, what AI tools might be best available for you on a business and on a personal side as well. So once you click there on the actual free guide, you can just enter your name, your email, and your phone number, and we'll send you a quick link so that we can schedule. Okay? Thank you so much.
Give it up to your Chris. Give it up to your Chris. Hello. Thank you. So, what you guys think about that? So in case you guys need a one-on-one financial, finances evaluation, make sure you guys can hit me up. Hey, Linda, I need to talk to that girl, Chris. Chris, you provided you? Yes. Okay, of course you did, of course. So next one up. Is I'm going to the little mighty Max. Maximilian Perez, and he's more of Crazy Legs. I met him through Crazy Legs, guys. Something that fascinates me about this individual is that he knows kind of everything when it comes to production. So we over 30 years within music and television production. Not only that, having his own company, Mighty AI, and he has his two children under him, which is Mia and Lanny, right? And Devon, Ibiza. And I just spent like 30 minutes trying to get these names right? Don't ask me, but I love these two kids right here because just to see, oh, my mother is here, the mother's present. I love you, Mama Dukes. By the way, she's into fitness. I've been wanting to batter her in the gym, mom, dad, right? Just to see this family. This is what I call like a real powerful family that they always together. They do things together. Dad is empowering the kids, put the kids under his company. Mom is into the health and wellness. Like, I go, man. Everybody's getting blessed, right? So I just love you guys. I just love you guys. You guys need on YouTube video on your channel now, right? So I said that to say that everything will start with education. Start within the family. So you guys know that this is gonna be the next billion in the Bronx right here, right? We just said, you guys just give me a cut. But Max, please allow me to welcome Max expertise in AI, and I say expertise because I look up to him because every time that I see him on social media, I always text him, Max, how are you doing this? I want to put like my 20,000 businesses together in one, and you're doing all these amazing videos, and I'm wearing like 10 hats like Elsie Pacheco going crazy, and you're just doing it in like 5 seconds. So I reached out to him, and he was the first person that reached out to me to put an AI event together in where I can teach my community, my friends, and business partners how we can do this to the same expertise and quickness that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Perez.
What's up, y'all? Before we begin, I want to thank everybody. All my friends are here, and I have people that support me. So I want to thank you guys for being out here today and coming out. I constantly preach AI to all my friends. my family goes, oh my God, my dad is coming. Like whoever comes to my house, they just like, oh my God, he's gonna start talking about AI. But yeah, man, I'm really passionate about it. I started a company called Mighty AI, and basically, this presentation is about creativity, the arts, and AI, tools for the future. Why we shouldn't fear it, why we should embrace it, right? Because there's a lot of fear going around about AI, and rightfully so, right? So who am I? What do I do? I'm from the Bronx. I'm a b-boy. I'm a music guy. I'm an audio engineer. I'm a producer. I do a bunch of different things. But I started this journey in AI out of necessity, pretty much, right? I grew up in the Bronx, so I went to Stevenson High School, and I graduated early. My teachers told me, I graduated early because of my mom, right? My mom put me in summer school every summer. I hated it. But she put me in summer school every summer, and it was a blessing because when I got to 12th grade, I graduated early. And my guidance counselor was like, yo, you can't stay home. You have to do something. We have this program, it's called the Executive Internship Program. So I was like, bet, I'll try it out. And I was like, what do you want to do? I want to work in music. I want to work in a recording studio. So they went, it was like, hey, you don't have a recording studio, but we have something called a post-production studio that you can work in. So I took the post-production internship and really gave it all that I had. And the day I graduated, I got hired and it changed my life, right? I was able to work in post-production, did amazing stuff like work on the Notorious B.I.G. first 3 videos doing post-production, work on Nas videos. And then I chased the money and I started working for a corporation called Fox News from 96 to 2000. And I lost my alignment around that time, right? Because I was a musician, I was a producer, I loved music. And so in 2000, BET came to New York, and I started working on a show called 106 in Park, where I worked on some of the biggest shows and worked with some of the biggest talents in the industry. And I was lucky that I was able to be at that spot. I was a music producer, and technology, because I'm always in technology. Technology leveled me up. What do I mean? So I was one of the first people to work with a laptop and a small little keyboard, and I started producing all this music, right? And I was lucky enough to license all my music to 106 in Park, to BT's shows, and it changed my life again. It changed my family's life, right? Able to buy a house, able to do a bunch of things. And then, I did that for years, and then COVID happened, right? COVID affected all of us. And for me, it didn't affect me job-wise. I was working throughout COVID. But when mandates came around, I wasn't with it, right? So I lost all my 30 years of experience. So when I say AI and crypto was out of necessity, it really was out of necessity for me. Because what was I gonna do? This is all I knew was was music production and television production. So I found crypto first, started diving in, investing, learning about digital assets. And I met Mr. Mo. I don't know if you remember, Leg said Mr. Mo in the beginning. Mr. Mo was everybody needs a mentor. And Mr. Mo was my mentor and kind of guided me down the path. But then I found AI of the year, November 23, OpenAI announced ChatGPT. And when I saw that, it just changed everything for me. I was like, wow. It connected all the dots for me, Like, I was doing all this music production, but I was always weak on the administrative side, right? The writing, the business plans, the marketing, the idealization of creating things. So AI, when I saw that, I was like, wow, I could really use these tools, right? So to me, AI is like electricity. Artificial intelligence is our generation's electricity. If you see around, you look around, electricity powers everything, right? What would we do without electricity? AI is going to be that important in our lives right now. And a lot of people don't realize that. And it's not, I guess it's scary, but I don't think people underestimate what is coming, right? What is coming? The convergence of technologies. We have AI, crypto, and robotics coming, right? So AI, intelligence, can do things for us. Crypto, that's how AIs are going to talk to each other, right? How are they going to pay each other, right? We got AI agents, we're going to have robots. How do they pay each other? They're not going to use dollars, not using fiat currency. They're going to use crypto. That's why crypto is so important. I know people hear crypto and they're like, but it's very important. And right now, intelligence is changing, money is changing, and robotics. So robotics, what I mean? Cars, trucks, robots in the house, robots doing construction, doing things. These things are coming at a really rapid pace. So the reason why I talk about it so passionately, because I want to, especially my friends, right? We need to get up in these technologies. I talked to my friend John Ruby Rivera today, just now, earlier today, and I was like, yo, you really gotta get on this. You have all this amazing data, but you need to utilize it, right? And AI really helps with that stuff, right? So fear, there's a lot of fear, right? And we all know the fears, right? The media scares many people, right? You watch TV, AI is gonna, whatever. And that has to do with what we've watched, right? Terminator. Everything that we see, it's always like AI is gonna take over our shit, right? So the fear, AI will replace work. That is true. AI will definitely replace the jobs. If you work in front of a computer, you data entry, customer service, you might be automated out. So how do you protect yourself, right? Loss of human identity, control, AI will take over everything. You know what? Eventually, it probably will. I don't know. Nobody knows. This is new, right? Government overreach. This one is a big one for me, right? You see what's happening in China, right? China's controlled, right? China's controlled. So in America, we have to make sure that our politicians stand up and make sure we have the right legislation in our, in our government to make sure that our every move is not controlled, right? And scammers. AI is going to be the biggest scam. There's going to be a lot of scammers out there. And one thing I want to share with you guys is everybody in here should have a code that you have with your family, right? So what do I mean by that? A passcode that you share with each other in your ear, no phone around, no TV around, do that shit outside, right? But that code, the reason why I say that, right, because scammers are doing things like this. Scammers are, I'm gonna take my daughter. My daughter calls me, she goes, Dad, I got hit in the back. This guy is really angry and he's gonna call the police. Can you send me $5,000? Can you send me $1,000 and send it to this address? And I'm like, sure, man, yeah. Tell me the passcode. Tell me the passcode. Because if not, it could be a scam. You know what I'm saying? People are scamming left and right. So that's a little tidbit for y'all. Y'all should do that with your families. So what are the opportunities? Those who adapt to AI right now will thrive. The early adopters always thrive. So that's important. We're gonna have enhanced efficiency and the inspiration you get from it. There's no more writer's block anymore, right? You get stuck, you can be like, hey, I need help. Can you please help me with this? And give me 5 ideas. And it's there. New creative possibilities. I'm gonna show you some content that you guys are gonna be like, holy shit, we could do that? All right. New types of jobs. Yes, some jobs are gonna be automated, right? Jobs are gonna be automated. Automated and gone. But there's going to be new jobs, right? Every technology that came before AI took jobs away, but also created new jobs, right? And I always use this analogy, right? In the 1900s, when the automobile was created, the horse and buggy people were pissed because you were going to take away the guys that shovel the shit off the New York streets. People were mad at that. Like, you're going to take all these jobs away. But they got new jobs, better jobs, right? Jobs that we couldn't think about in the 1900s. So the auto industry just created a bunch of jobs. So this is a really big one, personalized learning. AI is going to transform the way we learn, right? I gave AI a prompt the other day and I said, hey, you are a Harvard teacher. I want you to teach me about marketing. Give me a lesson every day, and when I finish the lesson, give me 10 questions to make sure I understand what's happening. And boom, it gives me, I'm sorry, but it gives me the education. So personalized learning is going to be good. Look at our education system. How many people here think we're doing good? We're not. Our education system is screwed. We never learned how to code, especially in the Bronx. How many people went and got a coding class? None of us. And we needed that, right? In 2007, the iPhone came out. I had all these ideas, but I didn't know how to do it, right? So the good thing about AI is that we have no code solutions to it. We're gonna get to that in a second. Let's keep moving on. So how do we overcome the fear? Use AI as a partner, not as a replacement, right? So every time that I have a problem, I think about how can AI help me? Not how can AI solve it, but how can AI help me figure this out, right? So whatever the problem is, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm not an electrician, I'm not a plumber, right? I'm none of those things. So one day I wanted to change my light fixtures in front of my house, and I got a quote from a guy who's like, I'll change it for $500. I was like, oh shit. And you know what I did? I took a picture of my light fixture. I took a picture of the new light fixture, and I said, I need you to help me. You're an electrician. I need you to help me put this out. And this motherfucker just gave me and gave me a step-by-step instruction, and I changed my light fixture, and I saved $500. Right? Another time, my boiler went out. It was winter time, and I forgot to fill it up. And if you don't fill it up, you gotta call service to come out and take and and turn it back on for you. So I was like, fuck. I was like, damn, I gotta call these people. And I was like, you know what? Let me try this. My wife was with me right there. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to do this shit with AI. And she was like, all right. So I went downstairs, I took a picture of my boiler, and I said, my boiler went out. You are an amazing boiler technician. And I was using the voice mode, right? So it was talking to me. Yeah. And she was like, okay, Maximilian, yes, thank you for providing the pictures. This is what you need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boiler on. Wow. Save $350. I was like, yes. So it's AI is a practical tool too. You could use it in everyday life. You know what I'm saying? If you get an AI robot, it's just intelligence levels the playing field. So this one is big, right? Because the old legacy companies owned the industries, right? AI removes barriers. AI democratizes tools. AI enables independence. And we're starting to see that right now. No more like labels. Artists are not messing with labels, they're doing it on their own. That's not only for AI, that's also production, but AI, what I envision is AI agents helping me with my music business, right? A major label usually has all these different people, right? They have the marketing department, the administrative department, the social media department, the A&R department. Using AI agents, we are going to be able to run our own. We're going to have our own teams help us. So see this line right here? We will see the first billion-dollar company with 1 to 5 people running it. That is happening. That's going to happen really soon. And how? How are we going to do that, right? The rise of AI agents. Autonomous AI teams disrupting traditional jobs. Swarms of AI agents boosting productivity. So imagine you have a company, like my boy right here, Hugo. He has Moni right now. And he has a bunch of AI agents, one in the marketing department, one in the publicity department, one in the finance department, and all these companies are doing jobs because they're autonomous, right? You teach them, and they will go out and find the solution. So there's a new app model, right? There's a new AI model called Manus. I don't know if anybody ever heard it, Manus. And it's an agent. So I asked it to go shopping for me. I said, go to Costco's, this is what I like. And it found all my Costco's items. It gave me a price. It was like, yo, I need your login to check out. I didn't check out because I wasn't gonna buy it. I just wanted to see if it worked. And it worked. And I was like, holy shit. This is gonna, so imagine like no more grocery pay. You're gonna, hey, can you order my groceries this week? You know what I like? Just make sure I get it here Saturday at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., sorry. And boom, you're gonna get it, right? So autonomous AI agents is gonna boost productivity, but that is what's gonna take jobs away, right? Because we don't need all those people no more, right? And so that's a good question, right? So what do we do? What do humans do? And that's something that we have to figure out. I don't have the answers for that. It's something that we have to figure out. How many people heard of UBI, Universal Basic Income? Have you heard of that? That's a serious discussion in government right now. Like, we have to give people, if people can't work, how do they survive? And UBI is being spoken about in government, about how to, getting a stipend of money to sustain you to pay your bills, right? This is real shit right here, right? So this is why we need to get up. So what are the skills that you need in AI? Big Miles, what's up, babe? What are the skills you need to in this AI era? Identifying use cases. This is probably one of the most important things. It's not the most important, but how do you fit AI into your business, your art, your company, right? Finding those tools are going to be key, right? Because there's so many. There's a lot of AI tools out there, and you have to figure out which ones work for you. Critical thinking and problem solving. Critical thinking because you can't believe what you see, you can't believe what you hear anymore. You have to be careful. You have to double check the source. I got caught a few times like that. Human AI collaboration skills. How you talk to the AI, right? AI machine learning proficiency. This is something that I'm still learning. The more I work on AI, the more I realize I don't know shit. Adaptability and continuous learning. I'm never gonna stop learning. I'm gonna keep learning for the rest of my life. It changes so fast. AI AI duplicates itself 4 times a year, so it doubles 4 times a year. That's incredible. Like, things change fast. And my boy Andrew's right here. We work on stuff and tools change super fast. Prompt engineering. This is how you talk to the AI, right? How you communicate with it to get what you want. Prompt engineering is the art and science of designing effective prompts for AI models, particularly large language models. So that's how you communicate with AI and try to get the best output for your needs. I created a list. If you hit this link right here, let me show you real quick. If you hit this link right here, and this resource is going to be at the end, you can scan the QR code, you're going to have everything that I just talked about on your phone. So I made a toolkit for everybody to get you started, right? So it's 500, I got about 1,500 prompts talking about education, marketing, copyright, social media, paid research, and this will get you going right away. And then I got another, psychological frameworks. So there's a lot of useful information in that. So I want you guys, when at the end, scan, and you'll have that. Sorry, can we go back here? Okay. Now, large language models. This is the foundational model, right? So you guys heard of, how many people heard of ChatGPT, using ChatGPT, right? Everybody heard of that, right? So ChatGPT, Gemini, Google is catching up super fast. Google's actually started before OpenAI. They just didn't release the product. So they've been building for a long time. And their ecosystem of products is incredible too. Grok AI, started by Elon. Elon has the biggest data center in the world right now. And his AI is really good too. You should check it out. It's right on your X platform. And Perplexity is probably one of the best research tools if any of you guys need to research, right? So AI adoption, really quick. The United States and global, everybody is adopting at the same time. So that means we're competing with the world. We're not just competing with the US. All right? So the shift in the creative world, you see the movie studios like talking to, they're scared, right? They're really scared. Let me keep going so we can go a little faster. The future of creativity. Oh, shit, sorry. The future of creativity. Okay, the future of creativity, enhancement, AI amplifies human creativity. People think, oh, it's cheating. I think it makes us better. It really does. Technology expands artistic boundary. We're gonna see an artistic boom. People creating and telling their stories in different types of ways. So I'm gonna play a couple of clips of social media social media content that I create using AI. There we go. So I mentioned Hugo. Hugo's in the house right now. He runs a company named Modi. He's a founder, and for founders, Hugo was smart enough to hit me up. He's seen the vision immediately. He was like, Max, that shit you did on your social media, I need that. I need that. I was like, yeah, I'll help you, Hugo. He was like, let's work something out. So Hugo is my first client. Right up there, right there. He's my first client. It's cool. Hugo's my first client, and I made him this piece of content first, and I sent it to him. This is totally AI created, and
welcome to Modi, the all-in-one video platform designed for consultants and professionals. Think of Modi as your ultimate tool for connecting, earning, and growing all through video. Unlike FaceTime or Zoom, Modi lets you create an enhanced profile where you can showcase your skills, set your rates, and even add pictures and videos.
okay,
With a
cool.
built-in payment system, you can charge clients by
Modi is in that, but he was smart enough to see that, yo, I need this content. So what did I do, and how much money I saved, right? No shoot, no makeup, no hair, no lighting, right? She came in, I wrote a script on ChatGPT, used a product called Lemon Labs, and made her speak, and created this. I edited this, but I used the AI tool, and she looks beautiful, right? She looks great. So that's Modi right there. That is all AI. So the application for that was called HeyGen. And that I'm gonna show you that in a second. Let me show you this. This, I created my own. Everybody has to have a personal brand, right? We all need a personal brand. I created an AI avatar because I couldn't get into the studio every day. Some days I'm like, I don't have a haircut, whatever it is. And so I created this, and this is an AI avatar too. This is me.
The AI image race heated it up this week. Meet Rev Image 1.0, the scrappy new model that just outperformed Midjourney, and it's free to try. Its realism is jaw-dropping. Check this model I created. I dropped her in Kling AI, then added this product shot, and boom! At the same time, OpenAI rolled out images in ChatGPT, bringing posters.
So she's fake. I mean, he's fake, and that girl is fake. I took a product, I made a picture of a girl, I brought it to life, and I put the product in her hand.
That nails photorealism.
Like, think about what that does for agencies and way marketing is going to be, right? Look, she changes her clothes. Like, I create these characters. I just say I want a beautiful girl, curly hair, Latina if I want it, and boom, made. Once I get that, I put that into an AI video platform and bring her to life, make her talk, and do whatever. So moving on, AI is not only going to disrupt the media and marketing space, it's also going to disrupt music videos and how people create, right? I'm going to play this video. It's a concept video created by my boy, Andrew, who's in the house tonight. He's right here. And Andrew made this video. This would have cost about $100,000, this video, maybe more. And he made this video. It took him some time, but I just want you to see what is possible right now. So I'm gonna play the video, check it out, and then I'm gonna have Andrew come up really quick and talk to us. AI.
They needed someone to believe in.
Girls,
I gave them something to believe in. Success, you want it, I'm rich, you want it, all shit in the morning, yeah.
How beautiful is that, right? Like how this looks pretty good. And look, boats, yachts, girls, cars, and it's all AI created. It's like a whole new world right now. You can create anything you want. Helicopters. and this is a Jim Jones video, by the way. A concept video. So I wanted to add you up here really quick to explain why he got into this and how he created it. It's my boy Andy.
Hi everybody, how you doing? Let's just talk real quick, because I know we're pressed on time. So a little background about myself. I worked at Hot 97 as a producer for the show Kiss FM for many years. I was on the radio. My name was Dominican Drew on the radio when I had my time segments on there. And everything that I did at Hot 97 and Kiss FM got me to my next level of my career, which was a senior executive producer at Apple Music. I've been in Apple Music for the last 9 years, producing radio shows for Ebro, La Formula. I did shows with Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys. I could go on and on. So basically what happened was, working in the tech company, we're working close with AI. I saw how AI was coming a while ago, and I saw how fast it was coming. So quick that AI actually took my job at Apple Music. I was laid off a year ago with a whole bunch of other producers from different sections of Apple Music. I haven't had a job in a year, so within that year of not having a job, I was looking for work, as everybody that gets laid off. After applying to 260 jobs, with my background, I still can't get anything. I don't even get interviews. So I said to myself, you know what? If I need to find another way. I have a family. I need to pay my mortgage. I have to support I just had a baby. So I need to support my family. So what I did was, if AI is going to take my job, I need to learn how to use AI so I could make my own job, right? Since I know everything about the music business, because I've been working in it 17 years, I just started learning it, started working at it, and then I produced music video. That's Jim Jones' album that dropped like a month ago. I know his people, so I put this whole video. Everything that you see in that video, I didn't put it together because that's what I like. I was going by what he was saying in his lyrics, right? Everything in his lyrics he was saying was what you saw in the video. I made that, put it all together. Then I did a couple of other music videos. I created my own, and just to go back a little bit, before I did that, I tried it out by building a children's nursery sing-along for YouTube. Because of my son, I was trying to teach him numbers, colors, all that stuff. I created a YouTube channel, all AI. I made it all Disney Pixar. To my surprise, in the first 3 months, I got over 225,000 views doing that for my son. So that's when I said,
he's Mr. Rachel.
that's when I said to myself, let me do what I do with the music videos. So I did the music videos. It actually got me a couple of meetings with a couple of record labels recently, and I'm now working on trying to produce music videos for them. So I basically opened up my own company. I called it the Gray Standard after my son's middle name. His middle name is Gray. I named it that, and now it's looking like things are moving really fast, producing videos, because I used that leverage. I lost my job because of AI, so I'm gonna build my own job because of AI. And that's what I'm letting everybody know.
Yeah, and so I love that story. When he told me that, I totally related to that because it's kind of the same thing that happened to me. I lost my job and I had to figure this shit out of necessity. And I'm glad I did. It was a beautiful moment that time because I got to spend time with my family. I got to take care of myself, and I got to see what's really important in life and learn new skills. So these are the tools, right? Everything that you see here, you're gonna be able to click on and get to it, right? I'm gonna run through them real quick. Gamma is the app that created this website. It's an AI tool. I said, I'm doing a presentation, boom. It wasn't exactly the way I wanted, so I had to go in and tweak it and customize it for myself. But Gamma is a great presentation website and a landing page. So like Canva. LT is going to talk about Canva
Canva for business and marketing. She's up next. Kling AI is what Andrew used to make most of that music video. Runway ML is another one. Grok AI is for artwork. HeyGen is the video avatar where you saw me make those videos for Modi and for myself. 11 Labs is the cloning, voice cloning application that you have to train it with your voice. It takes about half an hour, and then you can say anything you want in your voice. ChatGPT, of course, everybody knows what that is. Whisper Web. So if you want to write a book or anything like that, start recording yourself. Like, whatever you want to do, start recording yourself. Talk into it, because sometimes that's the best way to get your idea out. And then transcribe it using something like Whisper Web. Because you can take that, once you transcribe it, paste that to ChatGPT and take over. Lala is a audio separation tool, and Suno. I'm gonna do a quick little demo for you guys to see this. And for any people that work in music in here, this is the platform right now. This is probably the biggest music platform out right now. So how I would use this was I would create some lyrics. So I created some lyrics. I already kind of pre-made it so I could make this go fast, right? So I created some lyrics, and let me show the lyrics real quick. The lyrics, I said to chat, please write a song about AI. I'm at UPNYC in the Bronx, and I have a bunch of people here wanting to learn. The hook should be up in NYC with the people who want to learn, right? So I paste that in here, paste all the lyrics, and I tell it what I want. I told it I want an R&B hip hop track, 2000 with a female singer, soulful with a male rapper. And this is the song it gave me. All AI.
Hello, how are you? Step in the shop up NYC vibes. Tech in the air, BX on the rise. No suits, just true sneakers and mics. Feeling like legends with data in sight. GPT speaking, mind stay teaching. Latinos, blacks, new wave preaching. We ain't just rolling, we're creating code.
Right, so crazy, right? That's crazy. But this is the thing, right? You just can't take, the US government recently said you just can't take an output and call it your own. You can't copyright that. You just can't. So it needs human interaction. Just how our hip hop producers sample records from other places, but they take it and they kind of chop it up, they do things to it. You have to do that with AI in order for you to copyright a song and call it your own and own it. So this is an idea, right? So I sampled myself. I just talked into my phone and I sang this. I love you, baby, because you are you. I'm up in NYC. The people came through with me to do our thing, yeah, yeah. All right, and this is what it gave me.
I love you, baby.
Holy shit. All right. But even that, I wouldn't use it like that, right? Me, myself, my son is the producer, and I told him, yo, you gotta use these tools, right? So he started using it, and he just took it to a next level. He took it and used that other program that I had up there called Lala, and he started separating the audio, splitting it out, right? I'm gonna play this for you really quick. And made it his own so much that the legendary producer Timbaland saw him, reposted him, was on a podcast talking about, yo, I saw this kid. He said, sample yourself. So what I did right there, I sampled myself. My son started doing that, and he just took it to another level. I'm gonna show you a quick video of what he does.
Music producers, no more going to YouTube to sample, no more grabbing old records. Sample yourself using AI. I know what you're thinking. hey, AI is cheating. You can't do that. But listen, times are changing. Tech always evolves, and you must evolve with it. This is how you do it. I first recorded some vocals and just a quick little idea. These memories gone like the wind.
Same thing. Sample yourself, right?
Now we're gonna go to the AI, and it's called Suno.com. Go to create, upload the audio, click on the track, press create, and go to cover the song. And then you're gonna enter the style of music that you want. For this one, I just put 70s R&B, and this was the remix that the AI gave me. Smooth. So now I take the sample, put in my Serato, and just start chopping. And finally, sample free. This is what we get. So music producers, no,
that is for you. That is for you. So I'm gonna skip because I'm totally over time right now. Totally. So look, so AI code, no code tools, you can create your own anything right now with all these tools. You got Cursor. The CEO of NVIDIA, I'm sure a lot of you heard that, said that in 5 years we won't need coders. You're just gonna have to tell it what you want. These tools will help you. Cursor, Zapier, and Lovable. Right? I'm gonna keep going. So call to action. Collaborate, stay educated, start experimenting. Start with chat, start with whatever, and leverage it. I can't stress it enough. If you have a business, if you're a real estate person, if you're a musician, if you real estate, you need to start using these tools. So also, these are learning resources. Again, this is all in the presentation. I paid for this at Rundown University. I love it because every day gives me a new tool. I don't have to search for a tool. It comes to me. I go in my inbox. And then every Fridays, they do a deep dive. This one right here, Mighty AI, is another free resource. If you know nothing about AI, you're here right now, this is a beginner's guide to ChatGPT that I created, and it's taught by my AI avatar. So it's kind of crazy. You gotta check that out. And can you please scan the QR code right now? We can put this up in a minute. And wait, there you go. You scan that real quick. Take a picture of it, scan it, do whatever you gotta do. You got it?
Don't worry, guys. It's gonna be like a one-on-one next time with Max. You know, AI for him.
All right, and then. Okay, sorry. You got it? Everybody got it?
Yeah.
All right, we good? Okay, so this is the last thing I want to show you guys. And this is pretty incredible to me, and I'm going to tell you how the use cases for this right now. This is my AI interactive avatar. So what does that mean? I have an avatar that I trained on my business, Mighty One Music, and it's available 24/7, and people could come to it whenever they want to ask questions about my business. So I'm going to set this chat up right now. It takes a second to connect. But what are the use cases for this? There's so many. But let me do this real quick. There's so many use cases for this. This guy's going to sound crazy too, right? His voice is going to change. But check it out. What's up? Can you hear me?
Yo, I hear you loud and clear. What's on your mind? You got something cooking in the studio or just looking to chat about music? I'm here for it.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm at UPNYC. Can you say hi to all the people here that came to learn?
Yo, what's up, UPNYC fam? Big shout out to all the creative minds in the building. Keep grinding, keep learning, and remember, your voice matters. Let the music flow. It's all about that passion. Keep it real.
All right. I am a music producer. Can you tell me how I can promote my music? But can you tell me it in English and then tell me in Spanish?
Sure. The scoop in English first. 1. Social media presence. Make sure to be active on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Share snippets of your music, behind-the-scenes content, and engage with your audience. Collaborate. Work with other artists to tap into their fan base. Features and remixes can expose you to new listeners.
All right, thank you.
Submit.
Go. Tell me in Spanish. Tell me in Spanish.
Claro que sí. Aquí va en español. 1. Presencia en redes sociales. Asegúrate de estar activo en plataformas como Instagram, TikTok y YouTube. 2. Publica contenido regularmente. Comparte tu música y videos de tus producciones con frecuencia.
Thank you
Colabora
so
con
much.
otros artistas.
You are so helpful. Can you say bye to everybody in UPNYC and give them some words of encouragement to learn?
Hey, Processing. Thanks for tuning in. Keep pushing yourselves and stay curious. Every step you take in learning is a step towards your dreams. Soak it all up and let your creativity shine. Bye, everyone.
So that's it, guys. I took too much time already, but the use cases. Imagine Drake having this. Imagine your real estate business having this, knowing about all the listings you have. Imagine your restaurant having this 24/7. They know the food. They know the time you open. They know everything about your business. Imagine having any kind of business this is for. 24/7 customer service rep that knows about your business and can help you. I'm Max. And hey guys, I hope this is helpful. Understand that.
Well, I kind of like that. that was dope. That was dope, right, guys? I'm still trying to digest.
We have a question.
Oh, they have a question, Max.
We're gonna do questions as soon as the next. Remember your question?
Yeah, it's quick.
Okay, go.
So how do we get the link?
Scan the QR. If you scan that and you hit, you're gonna get the link to the presentation. That whole presentation that I just showed, everything is in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're definitely gonna have a Q&A towards the end, you know. But as per request of the audience, we're gonna have to have a one-on-one with Max, because everybody's gonna request this. This is what we're gonna do. Max, you're gonna be running my businesses.
We're gonna have AI agents running.
I know, that's right. You guys know what it's gonna feel like now. You can wake up and somebody's actually running all your businesses. Like, you go say that in Spanish and now Italiano too. You know, let's go. But thank you, Max. Thank you. That was great. So, of course, you know, he took like only 2 hours, right? We love Max with that, but we have the store. Where Elliot? Elliot, you're gonna get paid overtime. You heard? We here. Don't worry about it. We love the education, the knowledge, and that was amazing. I hope everybody got some time to actually digest and understand everything that he presented. AI is serious. I'm not gonna say it's dangerous, Michael Jackson, dangerous. Yeah, but it's taking over. So now, our next one. Another sissy from another mommy. Dominicana, Afro-Latina, love her curls. Miss Elsie Pacheco. Let me tell you something about Elsie really quick. It's like we are a little family here. We have a clique. We got Lisa, Elsie, your Chris, myself, and I guess it's over 15 years, 20 years. I'm like everybody. Not only that, Elsie Pacheco knew my best friend before I met my best friend. How can that even be possible? She did her cake. My best friend is like a cake artist, Melody Divales. On Instagram, she's MDV Custom Cakes. So I remember when I started being her friend, she's like, I know Elsie. I was like, how you know Elsie? You're supposed to be my bestie. She go and show me your pictures of you go into her apartment. I'm like, okay, you're invading my friendship now, right? Not only that, I was trying to break things down with Elsie. And she is like artist, dancing, music producer. She's behind stage, on stage with a major artist, you know, Yo Crack. I'm seeing her ready to be back with Yo Crack. Digital marketing, everything. She was doing everything, and just not only that, seeing her on stage, I was so passionate, not because she's Dominican, guys, but when you guys see somebody from your peoples, de lo mío, right, on stage in front of 100,000 people, you feel proud. You're like, go MCL, there goes my CC. So every time that I always got to see her on stage within the business that I'm in with Market America, digital marketing, she always killed it. And just letting you know, you make me feel so proud because you're de la mia, my CC. And we keep pushing each other, right? And we over 25 years experience in digital marketing. Sometimes she takes my headaches away dealing with my businesses. Remember, guys, you need a website, designing the website, the logo, the email, marketing, all that good stuff that comes with a business. And sometimes, I'm not gonna say sometimes, all of us gotta wear those 10, 20 hats, right? When we trying to take our business from scratch. Elsie's the one, you guys can hire her, right? She would take all you headaches away. Campaign, marketing campaign, nonprofit campaign. She would tell you, she will make sure that you take accountability of the things that you gotta do though, right? Absolutely. Yes, that's for sure. But her expertise I have learned so much from her. Not only that, I gotta commend her because when it comes to digital marketing, guys, a lot of work like Max does with AI, but please welcome Elsie Pacheco de la Mia Dominicana.
What up, my people? My name is Elsie Pacheco. I'm the founder of Link Up Level Up. And right now, at this very moment, we are linking up so that we can level up our business. But before we get started, let me take a quick minute to let you know a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised New Yorker, which means I have a PhD in hustling in the concrete jungle, and life threw me a little bit of a curveball by making me a teen mom at 16. I quickly knew that I needed to figure out a way that I can spend time with my son, make sure that I took him to school, but also supported us. And that's what brought me into the hospitality industry. I was able to get into restaurants, working from delivery to cocktail waitress to bartending to managing restaurants, all that night while I was able to still finish school and take care of my precious baby boy. But that was just the beginning of my journey. From there, I knew I needed a little bit more. I needed to get into the corporate world because as a mom, I needed insurance, I needed 401k, I needed all that adult stuff, right? So that led me into Verizon. And I had an amazing 13-year career in Verizon. Fast forward a few years, now I'm a global marketing director for one of the biggest network marketing companies out in the world. And I was traveling all over the world teaching social media marketing, digital marketing. I spent 8 years of my life traveling the world and teaching so many small business owners how to make sure that they stand out in a crowded marketplace. It was amazing. I got a little drained. Like a lot of us do in the corporate sector, and I knew that I wanted more. I knew I wanted to do more, I wanted to offer more, I wanted to give more of myself to small business owners. That's when Link Up Level Up was born. I work closely with my clients to understand their products, their services, who their target audience is, what resources they may have and may need, and we make sure to develop goals that align with their brand identity. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, let's link up, let's level up, and let's talk. All right. Mic check. All right. That first of all, Max is a hard one to follow, and I'm gonna try to bring it home. And because I'm in digital marketing, I just learned to just put together a 2-minute video so that I don't have to speak about myself, but that also becomes my reel, that also becomes my introduction, that's also on my YouTube and all that good stuff. So I hope you can appreciate that and just take some tidbits. Shout out to Bungie because I was a bartender at 96th Street LQ. Who used to go to 96th Street LQ? I served you guys and I was absolutely underage, but I'm totally underage. Sorry, but it's really great to see you. It feels like family. So when I saw your name, I was like, yeah, that's so cute. It's my peoples. All right, bye. You gotta switch right now. Yeah. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yep. So there we go. Okay. No.
Just make sure the remote works.
The remote? I don't know because it has 3 hours of the Max here. I'll be coming out with stuff, so y'all gotta just like, okay. All right, here we go. Yeah. There you go. Okay, good. So again, we're going to talk about just marketing, digital, a few tools, everything that you're seeing tonight. Make sure that if somebody invited you here, that is the registration page. So if you did not RSVP, we're gonna put this also in the end. We're gonna make sure that all of our presentations are on that one landing page. Pick up the notes that I'm talking about, because this is all about sales funnels, marketing, and the things that I want to be able to teach you and that we're all pretty much pouring into you. You don't have to be just an entrepreneur. So I just want to make that clear. If you're working also for a corporation, career, whatever you do, admin, AI can help you in all of that. So also think about adapting the things that we're saying, even if you don't run a business on your own. So we did definitely talk about not shying away from AI. Now, I'm going to say this as a woman in my 40s, but you can definitely age out when it comes to technology too. And I've seen it happen time and time and again. I started in hospitality because I wanted to take care of my son, but I was always very heavy in tech and digital. I had a Tandy computer back, I don't know, in 81 or whatever that is. And thank you! Because whenever I say Tandy, people are like, what? And I was coding Dungeons and Dragons back then too, and I loved it. So I always meshed. I was a gamer too, so I had like the first Nintendo, all that good stuff, totally. But I've seen people, I remember working with an amazing event planner. She was an event director. And this is when hashtags started, and she just wasn't into learning hashtags. And I remember we had a huge event, and I created these small hashtag cards for influencers because I'm like, these girls are going to be wearing nothing. We cannot just give them this 8x11 sheet. We need to give them a little card. Because she was apprehensive about changing with the times and social media, she was let go. She aged out of that role. So what we keep all saying is, how can you utilize it for your advantage and create those opportunities, create those roles for yourself, because it's going to be here. Now, you want to use it as an assistant because it's not going to make you the expert in everything. I will tell you this right now. AI gets better and better and better every day. Listen, the other day I just saw something that, because we say please and thank you to AI, I guess they're paying a lot of money. I don't care. I watch Westworld. I'm a sci-fi person for real. I'm going to say, hello, how are you today? I don't care how much people are paying, because when iRobot comes and that robot's coming to me, and I'm like, oh, she was cool. She was chill. So I'm always going to say what's up. But because I know my field very well, when I do ask it to do things, I can catch when it makes mistakes. I'm going to get into, Max spoke a little bit about it, on how you could create your AI, how you could seed your AI so it can help you in whatever field you're in. Because you have to know what you're talking about in order to correct what it's doing. Even with math, sometimes I'll ask it, where did you get that from? I need you to cite it, let me see it. And it'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't there. I'm like, I know. I know. So what is seeding your account? Does anybody here know what that means? Seeding your account? Seeding your any account. So it could be whatever AI source that you use. You're teaching it who you are or who the brand is. So I'll show you a few quick screenshots. I work with a lot of brands, and what I do is I create that person's brand. It will take me hours to do, but that means it becomes personal for you. And I'm also going to remind everybody that all of this is open. You have the opportunity when you're working with chat to make it private. A lot of us are on autopilot. We say yes to everything. We check those boxes. We keep it moving because we don't have time. That's when you're sharing all your information out there. So be very mindful. I have seen people use artificial intelligence for legal questions, workers' comp. If you don't make that private, that's out there. So you have to be very careful how you use it. So seeding your AI is giving it prompts. So this is actually how I start with my clients. Pick up that phone. Tell them to come through. Okay. So seeding your account is giving it a lot of prompts for your business, for your work, for your brand. So right here is, I'm in the process of developing a detailed customer avatar for my, whatever the product and service is, musician, promoter, boutique, web solutions. My ideal client is, and then you guys will put in your demographic, right? Example, 40-year-old female entrepreneur based in New York running her own creative agency. The reason why I put based in New York, I like my New York slang. I'm so glad that Max was cursing up here, because I was like, thank God, because if I drop an F-bomb, it's not going to be a problem. But that's why I put that. If you're from the Chi, I'm from the Shy. Like, it'll pick up that kind of voice, right? I need help refining this avatar's persona and character traits to enhance my content creation, making it highly relevant and engaging for specific groups. I'll be asking some targeted questions to achieve this. Now, this part is super important, super important. Please confirm that you understand before we go on. 100% important. If you're gonna talk, and I feel like a lot of us in here, Caribbean, Latin, Spanish, and we don't shut up sometimes, and we talk, and then it gets lost. So if you're doing something that's going to take a long time, or you're going to be asking it a lot of questions or giving it a lot of directions, ask it if it understands first. Treat it like that child. Clean your room. What did I say? Because if you don't ask them, they don't know, and then that way you can course correct before you continue on, because it is a lot of work. So this is the next thing. It'll give me my answer. So I'll go, based on the detailed information you provided, I'd like to identify 10 major daily challenges that my client persona faces, 10 questions that constantly occupy their thoughts, 10 significant obstacles they encounter, and 10 paramount outcomes they aspire to accomplish. The reason why I want to do this is because this is going to help me with my content or their content. So let me just show you that quick screenshot. Okay, this is a bad example of seeding your client. Like, a lot of people do this because we be lazy and we have like no attention span. Help me with my business stuff. Like, what? All right, and it's gonna ask you a question, it's gonna ask you a question, but I've seen it happen before. So instead, it's ineffective, it's too vague, it lacks context, so you have to really think it through while you're seeding your account. So this is a great example. I'm working on a marketing strategy for my new line, eco-friendly clothing, and it needs help with identifying key demographic targets and suggestions for digital marketing channels that would be more effective. Can you also provide me tips on creating engaging context for these channels? So it's just really important to take that time in the beginning to build that relationship with that AI. And you're gonna see some screenshots where I created, and I actually create these for my clients private. So you have to go in and set it private, because if not, it will be public, and I don't want that for them. And then I just share that link with that client once I'm done with them, and they can use that custom ChatGPT that I created. Here's another good example. I'm just gonna power through a little bit because we're gonna have questions later. But again, when you go onto the landing page, this entire presentation will be there, so you guys can just kind of power through. This is the results of one of my clients of the questions that I started. So right here, 10 key problems that Michelle's avatar faces on a daily basis. She owns a medical spa. So aging skin, acne, uneven, stubborn fat, weight loss issues, visible veins, lack of personalized care. This is another one. So remember I asked those 10 questions, and it was about 4 instead of 4 10 questions. These are the answers. She wants to appear natural. People want body confidence enhanced. So when I'm creating her content, now I'm taking it the next step. I'm like, okay, I need to write a blog about my clients' natural, youthful appearance because they want to achieve that. Refer to her avatar. So boom, it refers to the avatar, and it's going to give me exactly what I want. Because I think some people here may have heard, when you're marketing, you want to appeal to people's pain points. What is it that I have for you that you can't get from anybody else, right? What is it that you need that I have for you? How can I solve that solution? So this document, again, it takes hours for me to do, but once you do it, you set it and forget it. And you can do this with any application that you use. So like Max said, there's Claude, there's Gemini, they're pretty much all the same. I've used them all. They're pretty much all the same. There's differences depending, and you'll see that also on what they do. So I don't think that AI is here to replace us, because we are the ones that are here to fact check, and we are the ones that are here to teach it. But I'm a big believer also in creating my positions. I've done that for myself. I did it for Market America. I'm like, boom, this is what I do. I'm good at marketing. You don't have a global marketing director. I could do that. I speak Spanish. I got curly hair. I'm clicking on boxes. So I created that position for myself. And that's really how you have to think. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you're not an entrepreneur, odds are high that there's people that are not utilizing it there. How can you be that expert? I also do fundraising galas for nonprofits. So I was like, okay, boom. These nonprofits in Connecticut, they're not about that life. I'm gonna teach this. So So that's how I created that position there. So if you just kind of step outside of the box a little bit, and another thing that I always say is avoid the shiny object syndrome with anything. You guys will get stuck doing nothing if you're looking for every single tool or opportunity out there. At the end, and you will get everybody that has an email here, you will get a list, super simple, on the main AI that we use and what their differences are. Use them. I always suggest, this is just my thing, I learned enough to pay for the monthly services to see if I like it before signing up for the year deal. Because if you don't use it, now you lost a whole year of, that drives me crazy. So pay the monthly, it's like $20, $30, and see if you like it, but stick to the ones that you feel are best for what your needs are. So as of today, there are about 10 or 12 well-known AI platforms. Now there's platforms and there's tools. So I just wanted to break that down really briefly. Canva AI, that's a tool. That's not a platform. So you may see hundreds of tools because they're utilizing the back ends of these major software, okay? But pick the ones that you like, pick the ones that work best for you. I'm gonna just power through 5 tools for marketing. So it would be for like content creation strategy, which you can use for that, visual content creation, in addition to some of the ones that Max talked about, efficiency tool, brand development, and AI prompts for event marketing now. Because I'm from hospitality and I have all that experience and I've done events globally and all of that, I do have a training, so you guys have the opportunity to tap into that data. But for content creation and strategy tools, ChatGPT, we all use it. There's a few screenshots where I'll show you some shortcuts also on how you can find a tool that works for you. Because I design websites, I use one that's called Cody. And if I ever can't figure out a space on the site, or I'm like, why is it the font too big or whatever, I literally drop the screenshot and she gives me the code that I need to edit, right? But that is for me, right? There's also, if you're a chef, this doesn't taste right, these are the ingredients that I put, I need to give it a bit more of a kick, what can I do with balancing it out? There's a tool for that too. So it's just kind of narrowing it down for what you like. Claude has been, these are the two that I use the most, it's Chat and Claude. Chat is very, very technical. And right now they integrated deep research, which is fantastical. So I think you get, depending on what you use, it's like $9 a month or something like that. Deep research is great, it'll take time, but that'll actually cite websites for you. And that's when you'll know if it's giving you the accurate information versus it's hallucinating. But then Claude gives it a very natural tone. So one quick thing I will say to everybody is, nobody naturally writes with a dash. Please stop using that. Nobody naturally writes with 55 emojis when you're writing. Please stop using that. We need to still remain human, because at the end of the day, we're gonna connect with that human person. That's what I'm gonna give my business to, the small business. That's why I'm traveling from Connecticut to the boogie down, because because Lisa Garcia wants to be introducing me to everybody, and then we're all networking here, and then I don't remember my mornings after hanging out with her, so be careful.
By the way, your sangria, thank you, Lisa.
Lisa made the sangria. I drank water. No, she goes hard, and I love her so much. But yeah, so that makes you sound more natural, and that's the one that will say, talk about the concrete jungle. Like, it knows me. If I have an article, if you have a press article, you create a knowledge bank. I don't have that back there. Jasper is great for marketing, for blogs, again, depending on what you utilize. Here's some screenshots on what I wanted to show you. This site, I think I have a better picture of it. Okay, these are the tools. So these are the ones that I use. You'll see my clients, website generator, SEO, because that's for me, for search engine optimization, BrandBot. BrandBot, honestly, sometimes I've done a graphic and something's off, and I'll throw it in there and I'm like, what's off? And they're like, move the letter to the left a little bit. I'm like, oh my God, that's wild. I'm like, that's wild, but that's for me. And then you'll see some of my clients here, and those I do make them private, super private. Right here is a custom. So I'm not sure how many have created your own custom ChatGPT. I know you did. Anita probably was like, sat you down. I was like, you better, okay. If you use ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is, you want to go in the back end and you want to create your own, but again, make it private. Because, I mean, that's just mine. You do you. We're going to ask, you can ask questions, and I think I may have an answer a little bit. Say that. But this is mine, right? So, you know how when you go in, it has all these like automatic little questions that you can ask? I put the questions that I need for myself and my own. So a lot of the times I'm gonna keep it 100. With commenting on Instagram, that's really Instagram, TikTok, whatever platform you use. It's a relationship, it's engagement. It's exhausting if you want to do it properly. Like, it's really tiring. So I actually created Instagram reply. Help me on this post. Do not put any emojis, no dashes. Ask open-ended questions. Are you ready? I'm gonna share the screenshots with you. So I'll take the screenshot of that post, boom, and it starts giving me the answers.
That's a gem right there.
Yeah, and then I reversed it too from mine. I'm like, I have what's the word? I posted, and I want to now respond to my people's comments, but it has to sound like me. Do you understand? Boom, I do screenshots, and it gives me the reverse. So, but it's still me. So it's important to humanize it because people do get turned off with too much automation. With too much automation. If I see that it's a constant automation, that's a turn off to me immediately. And I probably won't even really be messing with you because I'm like, you ain't even, that's not even you. You're not even looking at it, you know? So right here, okay, this is the back end. So when you go to ChatGPT on the top left, it'll ask you if you want to create your knowledge bank, and this is what it looks like. So you put your description, your logo, or it'll actually create a picture for you. The instructions, which is how Max said, like what I want it to do for me. And then these are the conversation starters that I want. So this is, and then this is what I do. I put it live, but I only put it for me. So I'm the only one that has access to this one. It's not public and nobody else is seeing that. That's just a preference for me because I don't want anybody to know shit. I mean, period. But on the flip side, these are also the ones that people create so that people can be on their shit. So in the future, when I have the bandwidth and I want to create my own as far as like branding so that people, then I'm going to go to Max. I'm like, can you help me create a talking LC? I got all the other stuff, but I just need you to do the visuals. So that's pretty much what that is. And then for visual content creation, these are three. Dale is the one I think everybody likes to use, right? Dale. Again, I'm going to power through a little bit because you're going to get this anyway. But these are some of the ones for visual content creation, efficiency tools for keywords everywhere. And this is my favorite add-ons for ChatGPT, and I'll show you why. So keywords basically is keywords everywhere. So depending on what you're doing, if you're blogging, if you're writing a menu for a restaurant, keywords, search engines, if you're selling jewelry, if you're doing events, whatever it is you're doing, what Keywords Everywhere does, it really does search the keywords that most people are looking for. You can add this to your ChatGPT. I'm not sure if you can add it to others, but what it'll do is it actually will help you expand whatever chat is giving you. These are a little bit outdated screenshots, but they're still exactly the same. So I can narrow it down if I want to write copywriting, marketing, if I want to do social media. So I can really, really kind of just narrow down what it is that I needed to do. And then I can also pick what platform, because we all know that the languages are different. How you speak on Instagram is not how you speak on TikTok, not how you speak on Facebook, different demographics. And then it'll give you templates. Do you want a carousel? Do you want a post? Do you want a hashtag generator? So I love this little addition. And then this is another addition as well. And kind of like the same thing, but it's also putting from online. So it amplifies your ChatGPT. It's not like it's replacing it, it just amplifies it. And I believe they're free, and of course you can do all the paid stuff or whatever. Either try it for free or try it for a month. Don't be getting stuck. So, vamos a ver. Okay, for brand development tools now, as a website designer, I do know there's a lot of free tools out there. One thing I don't ever want people to do is not to get it done. So get it done. If it's Canva that you're using, if it's Wix Artificial to get that website out, get it done. Get a place where people can leave their emails, their landing pages, all that good stuff. What I will say, when you have the ability to do so, you should have a professional do it, because we're the ones that go in the back end to make sure that Google can find you, to make sure that you're ranking number one, to make sure that your pictures are not that big and makes your website slow. So we are the ones that kind of fix all that stuff, but I don't ever want it to hold anybody back from actually having a digital presence, because it's so important, in my opinion, not to rely only on properties that you don't own. Somebody said the other day that emails are dead. They're not. Email marketing are not dead. That's actually more coveted, because people are saying, I want to hear from you. And those are the ones that are going to convert more than your actual followers and families and friends that will like your stuff but will never pay for something. So, I mean, I'm not trying to drive nobody. But, all right. So we talked about the human balance, like what you should automate, what not to automate, research. They make mistakes. You need to know what you're actually speaking about, and not just rely on any, in my opinion, artificial intelligence. It will get better. I mean, I robot, right? It will get better. Who's the sci-fi person here? And everybody needs the human touch. That's my mentor. You were talking about mentors, and that's my mentor, Kathy Romero. Love her to death. Definitely follow her, but only if you want Zen, lovingness, green juice, and meditation, and just goodness. Follow Kathy Romero.
Who is that?
Kathy Romero. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy Romero. She's like everything. But she's one of my best friends and my mentor. But the human touch is, like I said, it's like we can tell, we can see it. I get emails where I'm just like, oh, this just got spit out from ChatGPT. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. But I seeded my account. So I'm like, you know what? In this email, I want you to refer to the fact that I'm a teen mom, because I want people to understand what I went through, right? And it'll go through. And what I do I still read it. I still go through it. I still give it my touch. It just assisted me. So now, like Raquel said, I didn't spend an hour on it. I spent maybe 15 minutes, but I also did my homework when I seeded my account before. Okay. Now, AI is an enhancement, human connections, when we use it strategically. Remember, if you did not register, make sure that you scan here so that we can have your emails. Everybody is going to get in contact with you individually, but I also wanted to make sure that we have that one centralized place. So we're going to put Max's links there, this presentation there. I also have a quick cheat sheet on different tools and what they do and what you can utilize them for. So this is all just for you guys. So, all right, I see you. Okay, cool. Perfect. I also have, of course, a special offer, but I'll email you. You could tell I am the digital marketer in the crew. But what I did was, it's been taking me a long time because I wanted to perfect it. I love hospitality. I'm very thankful for it. I'm thankful that I was able to make the money that I did. I should have saved a lot more of it when I was in LQ, but I didn't. Those Sunday nights were legendary, guys. Sunday nights were legendary. I couldn't even see the amount of money that I had every Sunday night with those bottles and the artists. Thank you. But what I basically did was I took a lot of my knowledge, because again, not only have I done that, I've done events in Arena, Coliseum, and then there's a lot of AI tools for that too. So if you do events, webinars, that's what that's good for. So at least go to the landing page and see if that's something that's good for you. I just felt that, especially with working with nonprofits mean a lot to me. I like to give back. That's why I left Market America, because it was good money, but what can I do to help my people? What can I do to help people that really need it? And that's why I started this. And there's a ton of prompts to help you with your events, to help you seed your accounts and things like that. This is like the Excel sheets that it comes with. So it has like a video shot list. And I always think of when people do events, I don't want to say I feel bad, but I'm like, dang, you should have had B-roll, or you should have had a video shot. Like, we always forget things, you know what I mean? And I always think content, capture it, and then utilize it later, because that's what's going to, again, edify you. That's what's going to get you hired. That's what's going to get you to be that expert. So we have audience personas, guest list, vendors, seating charts. When you have sponsors, a lot of the times you're running that you forget to mention the sponsors. You forget to highlight the sponsors, but that's going to help you with your SEO. That's going to help you with your visibility. So, and that's the speech of that. And then, of course, connect with me, follow me, link up, level up. And why link up, level up? Because we are linking up so that we can level up together. So I hope that you enjoyed the time with us today. And I'm excited for questions. So yeah, good.
So now we're gonna
Is it working?
open up the mics.
Yes, it's working. So now this is the time when we will be starting the Q&As. Okay.
Check.
Check.
Check 1, 2. Oh, sorry.
Oh, by the way, guys, there's still a lot of food back there.
Check
I have as well. Okay. My number one rule: no food should go to waste. So there's drinks, snacks, sweets. So let's take like probably 2 minutes, something that you guys can stand up. The bathroom is inside, right there, sir. Straight down. But please, there's a lot of food, and I don't want no food to go to waste. Any questions in the meantime, or you guys want to wait?
Questions. Anybody? Questions? Give it a mic right there.
I'll come to you.
Hi everyone, thank you for the inspiring presentation.
Awesome.
But I want to ask, so if I'm already in a corporate America and I'm working for a small property, I do property management, that is very hesitant being in the 2025 era. And I'm just merging with them and leading their team. And I came here to kind of see how I can level up my productivity with them. But how would you be able to merge any of these platforms into an existing legacy system, let's say software system that doesn't go past Microsoft Office perhaps, or Outlook? How would you be able to bridge that gap into the corporation?
Yeah.
In working with nonprofits, I can tell a lot of them are delayed. They're back, like they don't want to hear it, right? The best thing that I can tell you to do is show them the why and show them how it can help them. Make it easier in their terms. Also understand you might get a no, but if you create that work, you can still position that work for somebody else. You can still have that resource to give it to somebody else. But that was the only way that I was able to bring it. They were still having somebody take notes by hand on board meetings. And I was like, Lord, this is insane. I'm like, we have the OWL, which is like a meeting thing. I'm like, and let's just put AI into it. Oh, security, this, that, and the third. I said, so you think Zoom is more secure than utilizing AI? So when I put it in those terms, but that's also a good conversation to have with chat, to be honest with you, is tell it exactly what you're going through and say, how can I position the upgrade, give me some ideas to slowly integrate it.
I would say you have to just do something. Play with it, show them what you accomplished. So sometimes you have to disrupt your own company. So find the tools that you think will work for your situation. Do something that boosts productivity, and then show them what you did. That's the best answer I could give. Because legacy companies are going to be slow to adopt and adapt. And if you're an employee at a legacy company, you have to take control of yourself. Like my wife, right? She works in a legacy company, and I always tell her, yo, disrupt these people yourself. Make sure, try to figure out a way to implement AI to make them go, oh shit, this will boost productivity. And it might get you in trouble, but I think if you show that you're saving them money somewhere and you're boosting productivity, they'll be stupid to be like, nah. And maybe you don't want to work there.
Thank you for the feedback. Thank you.
I also have another suggestion too. Sometimes if it's coming from another person, then they may I'm the troublemaker when I work with people because I say what I say. I'm not a yes woman, but I tell them that. And when I work with nonprofits, I'm like, I don't work for you. I work for the mission. Let's be clear. I'm gonna do whatever's good for the mission. Let's be clear. And I put that out there. Some people buy, some people don't. So if it comes from someone else, it might be helpful. And I will say I love Mark Cuban as a business person. Like, I just love how he runs his business. He put out a video recently speaking about AI and how you have to get in front of it. So if you have a relationship with someone, maybe just showing them those kind of videos, because it's not directly from you and it's coming from a business owner, they might be more susceptible to hearing it out. Especially if you're the troublemaker. I don't know.
One other thing too, in regards to the same like systems or products, there's probably some of those programs already have AI capabilities on a cost perspective. So if they have Google Suite,
Microsoft,
Pilot, Zoom, even with note taker within Zoom. Now there's a note taker within, so there's different possibilities that you can actually leverage and then just say, look, we save time doing that SOP or note taking, whatever the case might be. So leverage it. They already have it. Leverage it to its max capacity.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Question? Papa?
Aaron,
All right.
we have one back here.
Hello. Myra, thank you, Max, for inviting me. This was amazing.
Awesome.
And I definitely have to incorporate it into my business. But you kept saying private, so it's a technical question because I wanted
She's talking about GPTs.
Yeah, GPT being private. How do you, what does that mean?
If you're asking it a question, have you ever used an incognito window on a website?
Yeah.
Okay, it has the same option. So the reason I use it is sometimes I have to deal with some legal things for clients. So if I have a question, you could actually put it where that chat is just for you because anything else is open and that chat disappears, I think, right away. So, you'd have to check the timing, but it's basically like an incognito window within ChatGPT because it depends on the topic. And the thing is, it keeps your memory, ChatGPT. So that's another thing too to be mindful of when you're having conversations because it's keeping your conversation. If you're talking about everything under the sun, and especially if you're dealing with businesses, it's gonna get confused about like what question are you asking me because you talked about Fulanita de Tal here and Maria and Jose, but now you're asking me about questions about your business. So it's also being mindful of those conversations so that it does not get confused.
So also with the GPTs, you can make your GPT your personal. If you create a GPT, that is basically you create an AI that's trained on some of your information.
Right.
You could make that public to everybody,
I have to use it two ways because obviously I want to attract with the public, but then when I'm dealing with my clients,
right,
that has to be private.
So you could put one and make it public so everybody can use your GPT, or you could make it private so only you can use your GPT. But there's also different tiers of ChatGPT, right? So if you get the free one, it's training on your data. So anything you put in there, it's training on your data. The other version, the $24 version, the 20 gives you an option to opt in to training. But then there's a team version and an enterprise version that does not train on your data. That's why corporations are using those because they won't train on your data. So meaning like, if I put something in there and say, I want to work on something for dogs and cats. If someone says, can you give me an idea for dogs and cats? It might bring up your idea because you put it in there.
That's what I was.
Right. So the tiers that you use are very important. And the permission you give it in your settings. Yep.
So you're basically saying that your intellectual property could be
at risk. So
I make all of them private because to be fair, I make all of them private. So you saw when I showed you like the tools and then you can add other ones, and there's ones that I use for websites. Those are ones that are public because they're promoting those. So I pay $20 for the one for the website because I do it in Squarespace. So I think it's just understanding what is the pro and con. I have them all private because I'm like, until I need to get permission, it's all private. Everything I talk about is private, right? For that reason, because it'll pull the IP. If I want to start promoting, like use mine for skincare, if I'm a skincare professional, if I'm a fashion professional, then I could start building it and then share that link, and then people can pull from there. So it just depends on what you need.
Yeah.
We have another one back here.
Wonderful presentation. I think we got a lot out of you guys, and we really appreciate the presentation. Really a lot to learn in this ever-changing world. So I come from I'm a little old school in the sense that I still think with Excel and yada yada yada. So I'm in a growing business, right? Started investing in myself, opened an LLC, and the things just, a couple of years ago, and it just continues to grow, right? I never really, and I'm a little disorganized, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just all over the place in the sense that I know how to do the things, get them done, but as far as organization and growth, I'm just a little bit, what would you recommend with all these tools? Because I think, I saw the Max presentation, I saw the finance presentation, and I saw her presentation, and I just think it gets a little overwhelming when you see all these things and all these apps that you use. But what would you recommend for someone who is a little all over the place, but you really want to just make everything just make sense on every level, right? Because I do everything myself. I fund myself, I do the production myself, I write myself, everything I do with my business is, but it is overwhelming. I just need to understand, because it seems easy. I saw what Max did, but I know it's not, because I know you went from one place to one place, and I'm like, this is it's a little more than what it seems. So what would you recommend, just for someone like me who wants to get everything in order to start becoming, and I'm talking about in every level, not just in the creative part. I'm talking about the financial part, and I'm talking about every aspect, because it's different avenues. So it's not just one area. What would you recommend?
I would get into chat and tell it exactly what you're doing, what you need help with, and to give you a plan to get started on organizing yourself, right? So just like you would ask, just what you just asked me right now, ask it. And then tell it to give me 10 different ways I can be more organized. And it's gonna tell you. And then it's up to you to follow and execute those moves, And that's how I use it, right? Like any problem that I have, I always say, how can chat help me? Sometimes it can, but most of the times it can give me an idea where to get started. But I would start using, and remember, I'm just saying chat, but a large language model. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Claude is great. Those are the 3 foundational AIs, and then start asking it questions. Like, tell it what you need, tell it who you are, and the help that you need. And that'll probably get you started, and you refine that each time. Like, all right, go ahead.
Where would you rate DeepSeek then?
DeepSeek is interesting. People are scared of DeepSeek because it's a Chinese model. I played with it, and this is something that we have talked about, open source, right? What does that mean, right? I don't know if anybody's heard of it. Open source is, because right now we use models that are centralized. ChatGPT is centralized, Google is centralized, big companies with big data, right? They're basically housing our information, right? But when you do open source, you have to build a computer for yourself, and all the information stays with you. I think I'm definitely building an open source model for myself, because there's some things that I don't want to share, right? So, and that's a whole nother, it's really more complex, but those are the different models. But for you to get started, I think ChatGPT, ask it questions like, I'm Louis Demond, I am this, that. Act as the CEO of a record label. Act like Clive Davis. I'm a small independent label, give me 10 ways I can get organized, 10 ways to promote my music, 10 ways, and then start getting those answers, and then you gotta keep refining it. And eventually you'll find, once you start playing with these tools, you'll be like, oh shit, okay. It just gets better. Like, if you start learning more, you start understanding how you could utilize this more in your life. So that's my advice.
On the financial side, I think once you figure out an easy process for you, so one of the biggest things I love to teach either solopreneurs or entrepreneurs that they're self-funding is just basic principles. So 50% is you first. You want to make sure you profit first. Why? Because you're working hard, so you want to make sure that that's going to be the motivator for you to get paid first. So out of every $100, you want $50 towards you, right? $30 you want for operating expenses because it needs to scale out and needs to grow. And out of that, there's going to be a certain amount that you might invest in certain types of AI to actually expand and leverage and save you money in regards to doing that. The other 15%, I would say you got to pay Uncle Sam. It is what it is. Save. You'd rather have more in that account and then give yourself some money back, but at least you have that in there. And then another 5% in profit. Why? Because you always want to make sure that your business is going to be profitable for other opportunities as well. OPM, other people's money in regards to leveraging financing opportunities, as well as you want to make sure that if your business qualifies, let's say for a minority woman business for enterprise, you can actually bid for those different types of government contracts. Once you do that, you leverage AI with all the other partners, QuickBooks, your financial institution, etc., and then self-automate a lot of it. But remember, you have to audit what's self-automated. So you want to make sure you do check-ins instead of being reactive, you're being proactive.
I'm gonna go a little outside AI right now. I have ADHD, so any given moment I have 17, 20 tabs open in my head and on my laptop. So I think what would work really well for you is getting a customer relation management tool. So it's a CRM, something like Honeybooks or Dubsado. I use Dubsado. It's a one-stop shop. In my Dubsado, I have my calendar booking links, so I can put for 15-minute coffee chat, for discovery call. I do all my invoicing from there. So it's one platform that does that. I have workflows, so it's called Dubsado. So I hear Honeybooks is the same. I've been using Dubsado for years, so I have that. I send my proposals through there for things. I send my contracts through there, non-disclosures, all of it in one place. They just integrated AI into it recently, probably like a week ago. So what's so good about that is that I had a hard time doing workflows. What a workflow is if you get a client or a possible call, you send them that proposal, now what? Now you're a solopreneur, how you gonna follow up? Like, you busy, you got the kids, you got stuff going on. Once you set that workflow, it automatically will send 2 days later, send a reminder. 3 days later, send a reminder. I have a workflow for offboarding my clients. Once I'm done working with them, it'll send them the testimonial immediately. If I send them a brand or a website page to view, I can see if they viewed it or not. So I think for you right now, from what I'm understanding, is getting one system, one centralized place, because once you have that, that's like the core, the foundation, and then you can integrate the rest of the tools. But something like that, I mean, it does my invoicing, it does my follow-ups, it does everything that I would really have to think. I have to say, it took me time. I'm a tech person.
Yeah.
I'm a tech person, but I'm a website person. It's gotten so much better. They have templates for everything now. So I hired somebody, it was like $2,500 so she could set up all my workflows, because I didn't realize that if I send a proposal, that's like 17 emails, because it's 3 emails if they don't accept it. Those are called canned emails. So once you automate that, then if they do accept it, there's another 3 emails for accepting it. Then once they accept the contract, then I gotta send reminders. So I didn't process that, and I was like, oh, that's a lot. So I did invest in somebody to set it up, but now I set it and forget it, and I already have to think about it. And now that it has AI, then you can start asking it to refine it. But some kind of customer management tool, so Dubsado, Honeybooks, no shit. I've never heard. Is that HubSpot more for social though?
It's bigger. It's actually a bigger, like, for bigger companies, so it probably won't work for everyone.
I just think of like things that if you're just starting, that's not gonna overwhelm somebody.
Right.
Because it could be a lot, and those are, for me, have been the most user friendly, and they've been the most user friendly. They sign they sign. All of my clients have their own portal, so any kind of form that I do, and it saves every single email, because with business, you gotta pull up receipts from 3 years ago, because they were like, I didn't say that. I said, yes, you did, and it's in your CRM. So that's probably what I would recommend for you.
Thank you.
Start working with chat though, and ask questions. Yeah.
We have another one here.
Any questions? Any other questions?
Do you have a lot?
No question is a dumb question. So she we got somebody back there.
I go to you. It's like
I just started.
Hold on one second. Then you go next. Thanks.
Not a question, but first, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of this, because I'm actually in the space of AI and business. So I'm like, I do this, I do financials, I do marketing, I do all of that. So his question kind of is like all my clients who are beginners. I work with beginners who don't know anything like me. I did not know anything about the internet. So when it was like, ChatGPT, what is this? I think maybe another idea for him would be like buying a course, right? I'm a digital marketer as well. So buying a course that, I called myself the grandma. That was me. I was like grandma. The internet was grandma to me. So if you like think like that you're just learning the internet, maybe buying a course for beginners that can teach you how to understand the world of, because AI is like, está arriba, you know, like it's in another dimension if you don't know anything about content creating, because I feel like AI is at the top already when there's levels to it. There's content creating, there's marketing, there's funnels, automation, like all of that stuff is over there. So if you're starting, I think I would recommend, and please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
I think I would start with like a course, a branding course, a course to teach beginners how to understand that world. And in those courses do you sell courses? I didn't see all of that. Digital marketers.
I have a free course on ChatGPT.
There you go.
And it's in that presentation. Yep, so if you took that, there's a free course. It's really detailed on how to get started, how to prompt, the video services. What else I put in there? It's if you just starting out, Lou, and you just want to it takes a half an hour to go through my course, and it'll get you started and take from there.
Yeah.
That's how I started. My first prompt was hello.
It was like MySpace.
My first prompt was hello. When it came back, it was like, how can I help you? I was like, oh, okay.
Are you friendly?
There's
Next.
also, I'm also, just real quick, I'm also going to put a list of some of the most reputable people that I follow on Instagram in the AI field.
People to follow, yeah.
My recommendation too is really watch them and follow them. You know Max, you know us, for good money here. Follow people before you invest, because of AI, unfortunately, everybody's an expert. So I definitely put a list of people that I love, that I recommend to follow. Check them out, I would say, before investing in them.
Yeah, and I think Twitter is the best place, or X is the best place to follow AI influencers or people that can guide you in the right direction.
Hey Max, how you doing? This is great. I want to know specifically, you made me a chicken commercial back at Barclays Center. You made a chicken commercial. I want to know which tool did you use to make that, and also your son makes great music, and I want to know what tool he uses to sample himself.
So the chicken
specifically.
The chicken commercial that I made you. We were working together at the Barclays Center, and I'm always talking about AI to people, like, oh, you gotta check this out. So he told me, like, this chicken was so good. I was like, I'm gonna mess him up, right? So I used 11 Labs and created a voice. I created a script first, and I named the chicken place, and I said, give me a script that describes chicken that people are gonna want to eat. I said something like that, and it gave me a script. I put that in 11 Labs, and I used HeyGen, the same one I'm using, and I AI avatar myself talking about this chicken, and then I played it for him, and he was like, we were just talking about the chicken, and I just made him a commercial. So those are the tools. It's 11 Labs and HeyGen. That's when I first discovered HeyGen. I was blown away, and I was just showing anybody that I could, like, wow, look at this. So, HeyGen, 11 Labs.
Okay, I will be asking you again.
Oh, of course. But it's all in the presentation.
But yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Anybody? Who else?
Hi, my name is Joy. Thank you again for doing this. It was worth me running in the shower, jumping up, getting dressed last minute. Carol told me at 5:15, I was in New Jersey. I said, I'm there.
Let's go, Joy.
So thank you. Two questions. I just started using ChatGPT, and you answered the question about privacy because I'm in the process of relocating my business and buying the building that I want to put my business in. That's a whole nother story.
Yep.
I started my business, I'm in the wellness industry 13 years ago, 8.5 years in, over 6 figures later, gutting out somebody else's property. He decides that he wants to rip down the entire strip and put 121 apartments. So I said, never again. And so fast forward, now I'm in the process of purchasing my own property to reopen and relocate. So a lot of the questions, I'm very familiar. Some of my background is in the real estate business, but residential. So this is my first experience with commercial. So I've gone to Chat GPT, and I'm a New York girl also. So I'm in New Jersey, so their guidelines are a little bit different. So I've been in Chat GPT, and I was concerned. I said, I'm putting all my personal information here. I'm asking about contracts. I'm asking about dollar amounts, and I wanted to know about. I said, this is a lot of exposure. That was the one concern. So thank you for answering the question about.
You could delete that too.
Okay.
You could delete it. So if you go into your settings, you could delete at the actual chat itself. And you can clear the memory too. So anybody that has anything in there, like it's not just deleting the chat on the left, like you actually have to go into your settings and it will actually show you and you can remove it from chat.
Thank
So
you.
you're
But
welcome.
what I would say is before you delete it, download it to yourself.
So you're answering my second question, because I wanted to know how do I print up all this information?
So-
I'm like, okay.
So download it. It's gonna give you I think it's not a PDF. It's some kind of file.
I just did this other day. I thought so too.
It's a file. It's some
All
type
it
of
does
file.
it, if you go to download it, it's gonna give you a link. So that's to share it with somebody else. You literally have to copy and paste it and put it into a document.
Because I saved it
It's on chat.
on ChatGPT.
Yeah,
and
you
it
can send
sent
it on chat, but it only stays for a few seconds. It's not long.
it sent me a link. It said, all right, I'm gonna get your data.
Right.
And it sent me a link. I downloaded the link. It gave me a file. I can't tell you what file it is, but I then took that file and I put it in another. I was just testing another AI, and it was called personal AI, and I took that data and put it in there, and I started asking it questions about prior chats, and it all came up. So I think you can
I
say
think
that.
you have to ask it, can you create a PDF for this? But I think it also depends, maybe, I'm not sure, it depends on the length. Because I had to delete one and it was like we were having a relationship and it was too much.
But
So I
I
think
think
it also has
it's
to do
all
with that.
you can get just like Facebook, you can get all your data. I think you could do that with chat.
They
So
put it in a sandbox. They call it sandbox.
it might be. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost sure that you can get all your information, save it, put it away for the future when you need it, and then you can put it into another AI, which I would say the best we all should have in the future our own personal AI that knows us, like where you can share your personal struggles. But that has to be with a system that you build. So we have to get NVIDIA, these chips that store and know how to reason and know how to use these models. Once you create your own computer system, it's going to be powerful enough. Right now, the computers that we have right now can't run these systems. We were talking about that. You need a GPU. You need
So Tandy won't work.
Tandy will make it work.
What are you talking about?
That made me so happy.
So eventually, we should all have in the future our own AIs. Right now, we're using centralized AI, meaning that Google has it, OpenAI has our information. Of course, they say it's private, but who knows, right? We don't know. We don't know what these people are doing on that.
Speaking in regards to that too, as well, is that as those who are business owners or entrepreneurs that have a business plan, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank says you have to make sure that in your business plan you are incorporating how you're going to integrate AI into your business. And you have to make sure that you slowly scale it out and you actually have the financial forecasting for it as well.
There's a question here? Anybody?
Just Elsie, I would love to talk to you really quick because I heard that you said that you worked at medical spas. So I would love to just grab you.
That's what we're here for, network.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have a question after him?
Nick, you have one?
No.
Okay.
Anybody, guys?
Well, I want to say thank you guys again for everything. It was phenomenal. I've been using ChatGPT, my partner and I, for a couple of months now, maybe like a year or two. So we kind of have some idea of what we would like to do with it. But something that Max just mentioned that was very intricate, I kind of wanted you to go into it a little bit, maybe like 2 minutes, on developing your own chat. So specifically, you said DeepSeek was open source. So I kind of wanted to talk for you to elaborate a little bit more. I know it's a little bit more advanced, but
right, it is advanced.
I mean, let's say that the top 3 priorities that would be needed to develop your own open source AI for your own self.
The compute power.
So basically hardware.
Hardware.
Okay, got it.
Hardware. Basically hardware. And it's expensive right now, but NVIDIA just announced chips that are cheaper. I think eventually we're all gonna have the hardware. Apple could run a large language model, but it's a smaller large language model. It's not gonna be, you're not gonna be able to run ChatGPT. I thought, as soon as I started messing with AI, I used something called GPT for all. Have you heard of that? So it was basically to run a large language model on your computer. So I downloaded everything and I figured it out, like I kind of figured out how to get the models in my computer. But when I started talking to it, it took forever. It was like, it couldn't handle the processing. You need the graphic, you need the GPUs, you need that power to run these models. And like Apple doesn't even have a computer that can do that right now. The probably an M3 chip might be good to run a small large language model on your own. So when we say open source, that means it's not being shared with Gemini. It's not being shared with ChatGPT, OpenAI. It's like on your computer, all your data. I'm just explaining it to you. You already know this, but you would need the hardware for sure. So.
Right. You good? No, I'm just looking at your face, but you did.
Anybody else?
Yeah, we have one more last question before we close our segment back here.
Hi, my name is Obina. This is for Max, right?
Yeah.
Max. So I know you do Mighty AI. So can you create an ebook that is have a lot of often or phrases or words that's often used in AI? So I see everybody use embrace. Look at
like a dictionary.
Right, but you could say avoid these words in AI because everybody uses it. Like embrace, look at,
yeah,
these
like
different
Elsie
phrases.
said that.
Right.
It's when you're seeding the account.
Yeah.
Right. Jump in there.
Yeah.
I have a whole paragraph.
Right.
But it's in my custom one where I'm like, do
not
never
use
ever
this.
use these words. Unlock, embrace,
Right.
tapestry.
Right.
Like,
Oh, so you have one.
Yeah. It's a paragraph.
Okay.
So when you seed your account
Right.
and you're feeding it that information,
Right.
I also say that. And then also
Right.
because I'm a New Yorker, it throws in like dope. I was like, I really don't speak like that, so let's not say dope.
Right.
So, but you can do the same thing. So you could tell it what you want, and then you could also tell it what you don't want.
Right.
In the settings, if you go into the settings, you could there's a part in the settings, and I forgot exactly where you could give it custom instructions,
Right.
and she could write her custom instructions like, don't use emojis,
Right.
don't say these words.
Right.
Speak in my tone. This is how, and give an example of the way you speak.
Right.
So you can customize it. So all those things that you want, you can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, every person here. I know there was 2 individuals that left, guys, but just if you guys can remind everybody how they can get into your QR code and get the information, and how can they actually refresh and just go back and connect with every single one of you guys. to go start here, because a lot of people were asking, hey, I don't want to forget how to go to your craze, LC and Max.
Yeah.
So I know everybody, you guys have your QR codes, but just please be a reminder to everybody in the audience.
I mean, we're going to keep it really easy because we don't have the bandwidth for that. So on the same page that you registered, I'm about to flip it into a thank you page. Photos will be there. All the links to us will be on that one page. And whatever QR code, so everything will live there. And then we have everybody's email address. So we also can independently just communicate with you. I'm not a spammer. If you unsubscribe, I'm not going to feel away. But that's how we're going to communicate. So you can just go to that one landing page. Give me probably till like late afternoon tomorrow to update that. But that's one place where you'll get all of our information.
Right. And I hope that you guys, before we leave, we're gonna have some more drinks for some music, but I hope you guys ate something out of this. Some information.
Yeah, just want to work that. Thank you, Max. Actually, we're putting the second one. And I just want to say thank you again. My name is Linda Martinez, the founder of Unidos Production. They will be back. All right? Send me, I know a lot of you guys say, I'm going to send you a DM, email, Linda, I want Elsie back, I want Max. All of them are going to be back. If you guys have any other ideas, interests that you guys say, hey, Linda, I would like to see this, I would like to learn more about this, feel free. Just send me a DM and email, and I will bring everything that you guys need back. As United, we're going to elevate. All right? But I want to say thank you to everybody.
And for sharing your space with us too, because we feed off your energy as well. So we just want to say thank you. A lot of you are coming from far, so it really means a lot to us too. So whatever we can do for you, and also if you can pour into us too, let us know, because we don't know everything. What you got going on, tell us. We'd love to share that. So thank you for.
Make sure you guys follow everybody. You guys got everybody's handle, right? Yeah. Everybody on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow UPNYC. Get some kicks, Terror Squad, everything. Give back. Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, take a picture of us. Elliot, somebody won the first. In few minutes, we'll take a picture.
So you know everybody's got to live it. It is. And that's first like on the that's why it's on the friend.
I was here ready to get next to this.
It's like your back. I said, if you say you know it, I was like, I really want you to run my company, business, videos. You gotta see all this creativity.
I just started learning. I know the background weddings, baby showers, all those things. I'm like you, I'm I want to start doing online business. Nobody is getting figuring out about now. I work less and have that's the way to do it.